Okay, so I will pretend to be one of your client's parents during an initial consultation, and I would like to hear what you want to say. Okay?
Alright.
Okay, so now Mrs. ABC.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, so Mr. Edmund, you are saying that my child should start therapy immediately. But is it okay if I consider and think about it? Because I'm quite busy at this moment, so I'm not sure whether I'll have the time to send my child over.
Mrs. ABC, what are you waiting for? This is important.
So, cut. Are you sure you will say that to a parent?
No lah, I'll definitely not say that. Yeah, but I think the message is important. It's like, why do you want to wait for so long? And early intervention or start as soon as possible definitely will benefit the child. Yeah. In counselling, usually I would suggest that parents, once they notice something's unusual, to consult and seek professional help as soon as possible, not to delay.
Yes.
Because the longer that they delay, usually that would then spiral into a lot of other issues. It will then start to affect family life, school life, academics, their learning and things like that.
Yes.
So the earlier they start, the earlier the parents consult, the earlier we can do the intervention, and usually the results will be better. That's on counselling side. How about on speech therapy side?
Yeah, I think you brought out a very key point about how it might snowball into other different types of issues also, and not only whether the child, like for speech and the therapy side of things, whether the child can talk or whether the child can understand the need. Yeah, because I think another part for speech and language, the timing might be a little bit more sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah, because meaning like what I meant is that usually at 1 year of age, it's a developmental milestone also. That parents will be very concerned whether they are able to have their first words around that timing. But for some of the parents, they might bring out some of the concerns like, oh, but I have an older child, but who started only talking at 3 to 4 years old. Yeah, so I'm not that concerned if my child isn't able to speak at 1 year of age. Yeah, so but the same thing like what you mentioned, early intervention definitely will support them. Yeah, in a way whereby it's not only getting them to talk at an earlier age, but in terms of finding out whether there's any kind of receptive, so means understanding difficulties as well. Because eventually if they were to go into preschool, like some preschools actually start as early as 18 months. Yeah, so if they couldn't understand or comprehend instructions, the kids might feel frustrated in preschool as well. And not being able to express their needs and wants when it's not only limited to just whether they want to drink milk or soiling their diapers, right? Yeah, when the needs get more complicated, they definitely have to learn a little bit more words to be able to express their needs and wants, so that not only the parents, but people who are unfamiliar to them could understand them as well.
So are you saying that as long as the child is not speaking at 1 year old, as parents, we should immediately do something about it?
Yes, I would say if the parent is extremely concerned also. Yeah, because there are parents who actually come in for consultation at 13 months as well. Yeah, they will be like, oh, my child is not making any sound. Yeah, so it's something to definitely discuss with the parents also. But of course, if parents are not that comfortable with starting therapy immediately, we could also work together in terms of like parent coaching, talking about what are some of the strategies or some of the ways that you can do to actually stimulate language at home as well.
So meaning if my child is not speaking at 1 year old, I come to you to seek for help, you will then teach me what to do at home to stimulate some language development in my child.
Yeah, of course parents must be a willing party as well. I mean, I can't force them to be carrying out the strategies at home, but definitely that is one of the options also.
I see.
Rather than having one-to-one sessions with the child.
I see.
Yeah. How about counselling side of things? If let's say parents are busy to bring their kids over for therapy, what would you suggest?
Depending on the needs of the child, right? If they really cannot come once a week, right? At least comes once fortnightly.
Okay.
All right. Importantly is to begin early, so that something can be done. Usually we'll start with teaching the child how to recognize their emotions, how to express their emotions, so that similar to what you mentioned, so that other people can understand what's going on. Right? Similarly, if the parents are not able to send them here, perhaps they can also consider parents coaching, where then the parents will learn the strategy and then they can go back and guide their child in using it. Right?
Okay.
I think any form of early intervention is better than nothing. It's better than just wait and see, where usually we know that it will deteriorate further because the emotion will get more intense as long as they are not able to express themselves.
Yes.
And when the emotions are very intense, that will then affect their behaviors. They may have tantrums, or they may revert back to some very young, childish behavior to cope with the situations. Right? And then if they are at a school age, it will then affect their learning in schools. That will affect their learning at home.
Yes.
That will affect their relationship with their siblings, with their parents. So if this is not being addressed, more area of their life will be affected.
I see. Okay.
So usually in my consultation, if I really suggest therapy, I would really hope that the parents can begin as soon as possible.
I see. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So in a way, it's like busting a myth, I think, instead of like early intervention being a form of labeling the child or giving a diagnosis to a child. That's not what we want. It's more of like supporting the child intentionally.
Correct.
Yeah, knowing like what are some of the strengths of the child, to support the child using the strengths rather than only focusing on the child's weaknesses.
Correct. And also to teach them strategy and skills.
Yeah, true. It's to equip them for the future in a way, rather than saying that, your child is unable to do this, A, B, C, D, so we are just going to do A, B, C, D, right? Yeah, so I think it's to help parents to understand. It's not really that we want to diagnose your child with something, but really so that school, home, and our center can actually come together to support the child.
Talking about myth, I know in counselling, a lot of times parents will tell me, maybe I'll wait and see, maybe they will grow up a bit, maybe this behavior will disappear, by themselves, which usually is not the case. The behavior usually will persist, or in fact will get worse, right? Yeah. So wait and see is really not a good strategy in counselling. How about speech therapy? If I'm a parent with a child that I think got some delay, can I wait and see that whether they will pick it up later on when they go for preschools or kindergarten?
I mean, yes, a lot of parents do share this concern. Then sometimes they might say, hey, I was told. I mean, sometimes they read forums or discussions. I mean, they do get suggestions from other parents as well. I'm not saying that anything wrong with that, but I would say that it's a case by case basis because every child is really unique. Even with not neurodiverse population, like they can have the same diagnosis, but they can present it in many different ways. So there are different ways to actually support and help them as well. So I can't give a 100% kind of thing like, because your elder child is able to speak at 3 years old, your younger child will be able to speak at 3 years of age.
Because no two children are the same, right?
Yes, and I think it's really what kind of environment you do give them as well. So in terms of yes, you don't start therapy, but if it's back at home, the child is having screen time, maybe 5 hours a day. Versus a parent who I'll try out the strategies. I'll start stimulating language through daily activities, through play. Then I think that makes a difference also. So I think it's very hard to say whether wait and see actually works for everyone.
So there are cases where wait and see works, but there are also situations where it doesn't work.
And I guess what the parents does with it as well. I don't think just waiting and hoping that your child speaks one day will work without doing anything. Because there are parents who decide to take the wait and see approach. But I understand that they are doing a lot of work at home as well. Yes.
So where do they know what to do?
I think some of them do approach professionals early on, like for an initial consultation. Not saying that they are wrong for not continuing therapy, but they do go home and think about it, like, oh, is there something that I can do? Yeah, sometimes they do their own research also, some of the parents, or they might try out reading some books as well, like books that talk about, hey, how do I help my kid develop language? Yeah, so those are possible sources. But I guess at the end of the day, every parent is different also. Some of them appreciate like reading the materials by themselves, but some can feel very helpless as well. They are very overwhelmed by the materials also. They'll be like, huh, are you sure that will work? It's the same thing. When in doubt, consult a professional. Because yes, things might look or rather seem quite easy on the surface, but when you actually do it, practically, it's a different story. Yeah. So how about counselling side? Any parents tried using strategies by themselves?
Definitely, yes. I do agree. Similar to speech and language, counselling in terms of learning emotional, helping child develop their language and their capacity to understand emotions. Parents can do a lot of things also. In fact, I would encourage parents to do a lot of things at home.
Okay, right? Like what? Any examples?
For example, they can, through their storytelling at home, through their play at home, they can insert a little bit like, oh, how is this toy feeling? Or how are you feeling in this situation? So that it builds their capacity to understand, to express themselves, right? And also problem solving, right? Oh, this toy has this problem, no? How would this toy solve this situation? How would you solve this situation? So these are the things that parents can do at home. And of course, if they come for consultation with me, usually I will also give them some tips where they can then bring back home to try. All right? So not necessarily they have to always continue session with me. They can also use the wait and see approach, but they do something at home, right? Usually I will guide them along, right? Or they can come for a parent coaching session, where then we talk about what's the best strategy in parenting, what can they do, what can they try, alternative to whatever that they're doing right now, to achieve the same goal, right? Usually the goal is really teaching the child emotional vocabulary, teaching them about empathy, right? Teaching them how to express their needs and wants, because these are the age where they develop all these things, and the more that they can do it, the better it is.
Actually, it's very intertwined in terms of like language-wise and emotional regulation. Because I think sometimes it might come across as that it's very easy for us to pick up the emotions. Like, oh, this person is happy, or oh, this person is sad, this person is angry. But sometimes there are times where my kids don't understand all these flavors, and those are the great moments, like the learning opportunities whereby when they see it in books or maybe in shows, parents can talk about them and labeling and teaching them like, oh, this teach it explicitly. Oh, see, there's tears rolling down the face. This person is crying, so he's sad. So I think emotional language, we call it.
It is very similar, right? In counseling, we do the same thing. We also want the kids to be able to pick up the clues to why this person is happy or why this person is sad. So it's not just about observing the facial, but also the context. Oh, this person get a present, so the feeling should be along happy or excited. Or this person is being punished, so the feeling is along the sad or disappointed. So the context and things like that.
I think all the inferencing skills you are talking about, all the why questions. I guess that's why, like what you mentioned earlier, parent coaching is a very important part, which we do integrate in all our sessions as well. But of course, we can have individual parent coaching sessions as well for the more intensive kind of strategies also. Parents are definitely more open to that, because I think it does help them in the long run as well. And they can apply to different kids at home also, not only to one kid, right?
So back to the myth, right? So one of the myths that we talked about earlier on is the wait and see approach, and we know that wait and see approach doesn't suit everyone, right? What other myths, relating to early intervention?
I think just now you also mentioned about not labeling, right? Like not diagnosing. Yeah. Any others?
I think these are the main one that I hear from parents. Can I wait and see? Or does it mean that my child has this and that?
Oh yeah. Does it mean? Oh yeah. I think it's
just
covered by the
labeling
labeling
part,
part. Yeah. Any others that you can think of? I think maybe that's about it for now. Or any other myths that parents can think of? Can actually leave a comment below.
Especially related to early intervention. We want to hear from you. And we want to emphasize also that do come for early intervention, right? Or at least seek some understanding or knowledge from professional as early as possible. Once you start to notice any signs or challenges that your child is having, right?
Yes. So early can be in terms of like starting therapy as soon as possible, or early in terms of age, as well, like 2-3 years of age or so, because critical period of time where language actually develop quickly before 7 years old.
Before we end, I think we need to let parents know why or what's so important about early intervention. So what if I come early? What will I get?
I think it's to, very honestly, parents who come and consult us definitely have some worries also. Some, I mean, to a certain extent, some frustration or even anger at times. Or some of them actually feel guilt as well.
Guilty, definitely.
Because they will be always like, oh, what have I done wrong that caused my child to become like that?
What have I done or what have I not done that caused my child to be like that, right?
True. Fair enough. Yeah, so I think it's in a way we are actually supporting parents also. Not only that we are just seeing the child. I mean, in a way we are building rapport with the kids. We are also building rapport with the parents to help them understand, to gain awareness also, like what can be done to better support their child as well. And it also helps them to feel better in a way, emotional support wise. And any other things from counselling side?
I think the other benefits of early intervention is really with early intervention you have longer runway.
Yes.
Because some of these intervention takes time to work. It's not like you practice one day and immediately tomorrow everything is okay, right? It takes weeks or even months of practice, right? So with early intervention you have longer runway, which means lesser stress on the child, lesser stress on the parents, right? Parents nowadays are not easy. They have to work, they have to do a lot of things. So with a longer runway, they have a more time and space to do it, right?
It's true. And actually, I think I got reminded of a story. I mean, before we end, I think one of the parents came to us sharing that because she sees that the child has some difficulties with the language and then also some emotional regulation difficulties. So she actually signed him out with tons of classes. But after coming for starting therapy with us, the parent actually shared that, I stopped all the other sessions because I realized those are stressors for him also. So it's not about like doing more sometimes. It's about taking a step back to see what's
more important. Which are the key intervention, right? Because you can have all the tuition, all the classes, but if that's not the core problem, then you won't see much progress, right?
That's true also. So it's also to really find out like what exactly is the support that the child needs as well.
All right.
Okay, so we have come to the end of our episode today. So stay tuned for our next episode. So remember to
comment, like, and subscribe.
Okay, goodbye.